It's pretty
Oh shit.
serious.
This got officially official. We're recording each other.
No joke.
No messing around. Hi everyone. Always. Hello. Happy August. We just did this at the same time. Can we just start this conversation really quick by saying that we're kind of dressed alike? And I texted Emily this morning before she had left. Here, how about I'll just take this off. There, we'll
Oh
wear
no, you
white.
have white on too. And I
Yep,
had a
nope,
jean jacket.
we're doing it. We're doing it. And we don't live in the same place, but when you've had a co-founder as long as we have, this is what happens. Shout out to one of our advisors who calls us Destiny's Child. Like we always kind of dress alike, but we all have our different like zhuzh.
It hits
So
every time. The same type of hat. I like dogs. I don't know if you read that.
oh my goodness. So anyways, happy August, everyone. As always, we're glad you're here. So we had a conversation the other week, and we actually, this is a constant for us of getting people emailing us and asking or texting us, other founders who are like, hey, I want to talk to you about your team and how you built it and why you built it that way and what has it done for your community as other founders in our circle are trying to build businesses and realizing that they need that really great community aspect. And what makes the community great is those hype humans for us and hype people and hype honeys and hype besties. And we have so many great names for them because they're all hype and wonderful. And so we just wanted to, kind of lay it out today because, we always want to share this information of how we decided that this was the way to go and also kind of what the universe showed us with different humans who showed up and how it works. Because Emily and I always say, like, we actually met, first time we actually met a long time ago was at a Bumble event years ago. And Bumble did an amazing
A
job of,
BFF one, not a dating one, but
yes,
I would
BFF,
have dated her, but a
same.
BFF one.
Come on now. Be honest. And Bumble rolled out a really amazing program called the Queen Bee. And we actually were both friends with the Queen Bee in Denver. Her name was Shalisa. Shout out Shalisa, who always helps us with these things. So we kind of took off that system. We're like, okay, we saw how this worked. We saw how they went into different markets. They were able to gather all these humans, get them on the platform. And we kind of want to take little bits and pieces from that and put our What She Said twist on that. So that's where we're at with all these hype la la la's, all of them.
And so let's roll it back a little. Like, how do we get started with our first person besides Bryn and I, right? Like, because as a startup or small company, whether you don't even have the startup tagline, yeah, like it's usually you or you and your partner for a long ride until you know that you're capable or need to grow in a certain way and bring on other humans. And our first human that we brought on hunted us down at the co-working space we were at Techstars and was like, what are you guys building? I want to be a part of it. I have a book club of 1,200 women and they should all know about this. And we were like, dang, okay, girl, let's chat. And
True
turns out
story.
she was everything that we look for in a hype human, super connector
Yes.
at heart, had a passion for events, had a passion for what we were building, and was just so warm and inviting in how she networked and grew her own community that we knew she was living and breathing what she said. And honestly, that's a big piece and what we look for and that we think others should look for in building their team is do they align just naturally with your ethos, your values, what you're doing? Sometimes they're more passionate about what we're building than we are and give us a kick in the pants when we're down. And that's important too. So that was SC based out of Austin. Met her during Techstars. Shout out to her. And we brought her in as our community manager, knowing that like what we're building is all for community. And we needed someone to really manage those relationships, those statistics in each market and how we can grow authentically and real and have that event background too made it even better for Austin so she could kind of handle that city. And then we moved on to technology, because we needed help with that piece. And we're lucky enough during Techstars to score MJ, who was our mentor. And then we brought him along the ride after. Yeah, he's one of our favorite humans on the team too. He holds us accountable. He knows the tech inside and out. He pushes us in that realm because that's not where our comfort lies. And Bryn, you probably tell the story best of how he proposed wanting to work with us beyond Techstars and how we were like, what the fuck?
I love telling this fucking story because here's the thing. When we started working with MJ and Techstars for a while, every week we had meetings of our KPIs, key performance indicators, for those of you who might not be relevant with the term, but we had it and so once he became our advisor, we started putting his name as MJ, not his full name. Now he was one of the tech people that like everyone in Techstars wanted to work with. And for some reason, he chose us. Awesome. And so then people started understanding. They're like, wait, is this and full name, Michael Johnstone? And we'd be like, oh, yes, it is. And they're like, wait, he wants to work with you guys? We're like, I know, right? This is a guy who worked with Mark Cuban, who had ran his Shark Tank companies, who built all this crazy shit. And here he is with us, the non-tech
Feels
founders.
pretty good.
Like, we want to build something better for women and the internet. And he has a whole vision of building better for the internet. And so when we got almost done with Techstars, we were on a call with him and he basically said like, hey, I really believe in what you guys are doing, which we're just like melting inside. And he's like, and I would like to continue this relationship after Techstars. If you will have me, I know one day I'll be replaced by a badass woman. We're like, truth. He's like, but until then, I would like to ride with you and I would like to help build this. And we were both shitting ourselves, right? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, we're both like, really?
We were like throwing high fives, let's do
really?
it. And kind of like Bryn
Yes.
mentioned, like Universal, right? Like SC came across our path in a universe way, MJ similar, and just showed us like what we needed at the right times when we needed it. And we knew we could slowly build with them, right? Because you don't have to bring in tons of full-time hires right away. You're a small company trying to grow, but find a way to bring these people into your sphere, keep them there, keep them happy, passionate about what you're building, and make it work for everybody. And that's just kind of a way you can get scrappy about it. But we were pretty stoked on that. And then our next big piece that was taking up so much of Bryn and I's time, but was a huge funnel into our community, was social media, in particular Instagram. And
time consuming.
as you all know, as small business owners, it is, and you need to do it. Unfortunately, it's a part of the process, and it's hard. But we didn't want to be spending all of our time there, knowing we had to, as co-founders, spend it growing and scaling and looking ahead towards the product. So, by way of referral, because that's just who we are, SC, our community manager in Austin, brought Ingrid in, who lives in Mexico City, but they had met in Austin too, and she has tons of community ties as well in our sphere, and she just knocked it out of the park on taking our social media and running with it.
She's fantastic. And honestly, that was a big thing. She's come in, and this is one of those fine team members who can wear lots of hats. And that's something that as a startup, you have to have people who have dynamic and do different verticals, because you have so many places you need some support, right? And so Ingrid has come on and now also has taken on writing our fan mail. If you read it, it's amazing. So she really has kind of taken on a marketing role too. And obviously we see futures with these people, right? So as we continue to grow, we always allow all of our team members to come in and like kind of take over spaces and places where they feel really confident and comfortable, or also take over spaces and places where they maybe don't, but they want to try. Because that's a great thing about startup too, is like, listen, there's no real craziness here that you're going to do something that's going to, well, you could, but we're not going to let you do something crazy to like tank the business. But allowing people to also get their feet wet in different areas, because that's something really exciting about growing with a startup, is that you get to put on all these different hats and be like, ooh, I want to try writing, or ooh, I want to get on social media more, or, ooh, I want to be the face. Because that's a lovely thing too, is Emily and I, well, you all know us, right? We also want our team to be known, because that's really the face of this company, is all of us. It's a community. All of us is one. So that's really a fun thing too for us, is to watch 100%. As Ingrid takes on all these other parts, and then the rest of the team is also in with it. So totally. We love it.
And we like to say too, it's kind of like a little internal joke that Ingrid is Bryn's mini-me and SC is my mini-me, because it's Ingrid true. And Bryn are like a little more introverted, but very creative, amazing copywriters.
Very similar background where we got to where we are.
Yep. And SC and I are more logistics, Excel, type A, execution. So it works out. And
why we get along so well.
Yeah, it's very true. And we can see ourselves in them and are that much more passionate about helping them grow in their career and with us. And we've just feel beyond lucky. And then we were at a place like, okay, we're moving and shaking in these markets, but we all need help in order to grow and scale beyond where we are, to throw these events, to really make the community feel like inclusive and seen and heard and keep these referral systems rolling. So we targeted some hype besties in the market, specifically in starting in Denver with Marianne, our shining light in Denver. And what we were
Yes.
looking for in that was, yeah, like we're just like her energy is unmatched. Y'all know this. And hopefully everyone in other markets will get to meet more of the team soon at our bigger events. But we literally were looking for someone who lives and breathes referrals and networking and inclusive community in their daily life. And Marianne was just that, like constantly connecting other people, finding ways in which people could work together, make money together, lift each other up, and just get as in she's an involved human. I don't even know when she eats or sleeps, but she just lives and breathes these events, and especially, just in that Denver market knows so many people, and she was the perfect fit to be able to help us grow there. And especially I think a topic that's important is Bryn had just had a baby. And while SC and I could sort of take on those KC and Austin markets, Bryn needed support and we needed to be able to find that for her during that time.
Yeah. And we were lucky. I think the funny thing is we actually also interviewed someone else. And then this person now, Renee, I'm just going to speak to her really quick because she
Mm-hmm.
is also becoming one of our hype besties in Denver. Again, like both of these women came in to chat with us. And I think Emily and I were like, I maybe we should work for them because like the way that they talk about like what she said without really knowing it, but also knowing it so deeply, so quickly,
Mm-hmm.
both of them super connected. Renee came in and she does these large partnerships. She works amazing events. She's very much she's a girl's girl. She's like, any woman in my network, any non-binary person, I'm gonna ride for them as hard as possible. I will connect you with anyone I know. There's no gatekeeping here. And so
No.
she automatically was like, I want to introduce you to these people and these people and what she said to do this and that. It's that energy, obviously, you want on your team, right? And I think that's the wonderful thing is like when you feel so passionate about something and then other people come in and are like, hey, I've been checking you out. And I'm also passionate about this. So let me be more passionate with you. It's just a magical thing. And that's how you grow your brand is by finding people who match your energy and then even go up one more step. And that luckily we got Renee and Marianne in one fall swoop. And I think we're both like, okay, so Denver, ready to go, like
We good.
crushing.
And it's not easy, right? Like another topic probably to circle on is this is your baby. And now you're putting it in the hands of other people. But if you really spend the time and target people who are living and breathing what you're building and it's genuinely who they are, like you can trust that. It might look a little differently than the way we do things. It might look a little differently than how I would operate in an event world or whatnot, but it's beautiful because it can all come together in a way that is shaping of our community as a whole and not just from Bryn and I. And you have to trust it. And that can be hard for sure, but we're lucky enough to have great humans that we can,
Truly. It
which
really
is
is.
wonderful. And then we were like, okay, these ladies need help. The hype besties need hype themselves because we're
Bodies.
moving and shaking and growing. So we added hype honeys, which are basically assisting the hype besties in our market in throwing these one-off events, handling the markets when we have partnerships and different co-working days and whatnot pop up. I am currently working with one of mine here next to me today, Rachie. Hello. So we added some in Kansas City. We added some in Austin. We're adding a couple more support humans in Denver. And like, we just can't be grateful enough. We've had a huge team call the other month, and I probably cried a little because everyone has such
100%.
different skill sets and backgrounds, and they're all so dope.
And they all bring something to the table. That's
Mhm.
just something to be said. And I think, as we continue to tell other founders what this looks like, I think something we always talk about, Emily and I, is like when we first bring people onto the team, something we really like to hit hard with is that we want to know what you want to do. We want to know where your strengths lie. We want to know what is going to get you excited to show up with us, because we are a startup, right? Like and no day is the same. And so we always say, listen, we will cater to your strengths, but we also want to know sometimes when we get in a pickle or when things happen, like, can you come in and help us in different places? And the thing is, when you don't force your team members to do things that they don't want to do, that they are not strong in, that they don't feel as confident in, it's amazing to watch their progress, right? Because the more time than not, we've had team members now come to us and say, hey, I've got this figured out and I'm crushing. I'd really like to give this a try. And it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, like absolutely. Would love to see how that is. Please let me know how I can support you. So that's something magical to think about too, is not forcing people into boxes where they don't feel comfortable. And that's unfortunately how we've all been taught in corporate America, right? You have one job, you get one job done. If you don't do it well, you're out of here. Like, that is not how most people's brains work in general. And two, it's like startup life, like we don't have one job. You could wear 20 hats if you feel like it today.
We have a
Like,
million jobs.
we do. And I always are like, all right, so today we are this, and tomorrow will be that, and then maybe this
Cool,
afternoon will be
cool,
that.
cool, cool, cool.
So it's just understanding as you bring people into this team with you. We call them our fam bam, right? Because they are. And that it's kind of like, you're kind of like a messed up fam. It's like, so you got stepchildren and second cousins, and like, it's really fucking weird, but you're all going on vacation together and you're doing rad shit together. And that's what growing the business looks like. So if you can allow these people to come and really shine where they shine, and allow them then space to also tip their toes into something different or try something new, because that's what makes a team, and that's what makes your business grow. And then we also have had people constantly, our team comes to us with ideas, right? Like Emily and I, sometimes we're tapped out on ideas, because it is hard sometimes to continue to think about the future, because the startups, as you all know, like, you can't just think about, you have to be here present in today, but you also got to look Q3, Q4, 2025. What are your plans? How are you going to get there? Where's the revenue going? It's a constant wheel of motion. So we constantly send out messages to our team like, hey, anyone have ideas for this? Hey, anyone could think about something about for this? And it's amazing to watch our team be very confident in how they speak about things. And we always say, like, we will take your ideas and run with it if you're cool with
Totally.
that.
Yeah. 100% allow space for everyone to flourish, only allows what you're building to flourish. You can only hang on and protect and be at the front of that wheel for so long unless you want to grow. And we're here to grow alongside our community, but also alongside our team. And lucky doesn't even cut it, but we're just grateful constantly for the people that we're putting in our car with us, just driving it down the road. You had some good metaphor the other day, and I was like, yeah, here we go. I love it. Buckle up. It's like Britney Spears style when she did the road trip. We're doing it.
Yes. Or it's like Barbie when she's driving out of Barbie Land and she's like, I'm on my way. La, la,
This
la.
is
And I'm
where
like,
we're going.
cruising.
And
You
I
don't want
love
me to sing. I got a cold. It is not pretty right now. But overall,
it's always
yes.
pretty.
Thank you. Smokers
Yeah.
next week.
Mm-hmm.
Overall team is just, it's what can make and break business, right? And there's ways to do it with startup life that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's going to work with your business, and it allows you room to think outside the box, to grow with other people, to see how much your business actually resonates with other humans. I think that's always been the beautiful thing for Emily and I. It's like, yeah, we fucking love this thing, but we found that more people on our team are the ride and die in like the good way, not the like toxic relationship way. But ride and die as in like, we will ride and die this business because we really effing believe in it. And that's
Yeah.
what you want to find. And that means just awesome for what's ahead. Awesomeness. Sure.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
So this theme is awesomeness of
Yes.
that time of the month. Teams. Because they're awesome.
Yes. So on that note, what are we wearing tomorrow? No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
We can't tell each other. We just have to show up and we're matching.
We do.
That's how it works.
But if you have questions about team growth, community, what that is, how we can support or tell you more about it, again, Emily and I are always here and we're open to chat. I just had phone calls with other founders about growing their community, what that looks like. So happy to chat. Also, what she said is here to grow your community. So if you ever need anyone like team members, I've had a few people reach out, let us know because we have this massive community of badass humans and we would love to help you find other humans who resonate with you and your business.
Referrals. It's what we do.
Ooh, mic drop. That's it. I'm gonna get off screen now because that was it.
Okay,
We're
bye.
done. Bye. All right.
And this is the part where we're just like, no, you hang out.
We just get off. All right. We'll see you guys next month.